Sometimes people will say, well, unfortunately, you've gotten to know the March of Dimes all too well from being in the NICU 2 times. And we don't think of it that way at all.
We had the best pregnancy with Oliver. I pushed 10 times.
And Oliver was born, and we took him home 2 days later and never looked back.
When we found out that we were pregnant with Henry, we just assumed it was going to be the same story.
Went to the same doctor, went to the same evaluation rooms that we went to when Sarah was pregnant with Oliver.
One day at work I wasn't feeling great, and so I called my doctor, and she had me come in for an ultrasound, and the ultrasound technician basically said, you're not going to go home, you're going to stay in the hospital because you are probably going to have this baby today at 24 weeks.
There wasn't joy. There was just, it was very scary.
The doctors at Virginia Hospital Center were able to get the contractions to stop that day, and I was transferred to Georgetown and was there on bed rest for another 2 weeks.
I had to leave almost every night to go home with Oliver. It was very difficult for her to be stuck in that little room and not being able to leave.
There were many nights, obviously, when I was in the hospital. It was dark and I was alone. But I will tell you, there's a like mom's forum on March of Dimes, and you can go and just kind of peruse.
It provided Sarah an opportunity to dig around online and look at blogs posted by mothers who were in her exact position.
So it was nice to be able to know going into this that there was a community, there was an organization like March of Dimes that was there to offer support before the baby, during, and then obviously after as well. At 26 weeks, Henry came, and he was 2 pounds 3 ounces. He was rushed into the NICU.
And that was the start of a NICU experience at Georgetown, where we would come and go every day for the next 3 months. Henry takes after his mother. He's a very strong boy. And
at exactly 3 months, when he would have been 40 weeks, we were able to take him home.
We're so very thankful that we were able to come out of that experience with a healthy boy.
I feel like shortly after we kind of got over the hurdle of Henry and bringing him home and having him get to a really good place, we found out that we were pregnant again.
Immediately started to go see the high-risk doctors
to make sure that this baby was going to be okay and that we could carry him. Our goal was to 40 weeks.
And it wasn't as exciting as it should have been because of our experience with Henry.
Right around 30 weeks, Bennett started not growing like he should have.
The doctor's visits weren't as encouraging as that they were.
So they decided that right at 32 weeks they were going to just do a C-section, and they're going to put him in the NICU and just hope that really all he needed to do was just to be outside and a little help to thrive.
The neonatal doctor came over and said, your baby's not well. Your baby's not well. We need to get him stable. We need to get the breathing tube in, and we need to get him to Georgetown Hospital immediately.
He had several strokes as soon as he was born, and the night after he was born.
If they would have come and said, your son's going to be in a wheelchair, or he's going to have some diagnosis for the rest of his life, but he's going to be alive, that would have been the best news I could have ever received. It was determined that he is brain dead, and that he has
And the fact that we went from a healthy baby boy in Oliver to a preemie with Henry at 26 weeks, having a tough 3 months, but then being able to see this beautiful boy, and then to have another boy at 32 weeks and not have him make it. And the fact that March of Dimes and Georgetown cared enough about the families to start a program like that is huge. And it is one of the big reasons why I think we made it through with our sanity.
We're so lucky to know that there's an organization like the March of Dimes, and we're so humbled that so many people show up for events like this tonight.
We just want people to know that there's still so many things that we need to find out. And we can't do that unless people are aware of it and unless people give towards research, so we can really find out and answer these questions and be able to save people from having to go through what we went through.
We're just very thankful that we can look at Henry and we can look at Oliver and we can see that they are both at the exact same place. One, literally a perfect pregnancy, a pregnancy that I don't think you could probably plan any better. One with difficult circumstances and at such a young age had to fight for every breath of air. And to look at them now, they are the apple of our eyes. They exemplify everything that Bennett is to us. Even though Bennett's not physically with us, we can look at Henry and Oliver, we can look at our friends' babies, we can look at babies who we don't know but we read about on the internet and families we work with in March of Dimes, and we know that Bennett is in each one of those babies. And we take so much comfort in that.